Hey Capricorns, I hope you guys are doing great. We're going to do a self-love reading for you today. Figure out where you are in your self-love journey and how you can better honor yourself going forward. So we're going to jump right in and start by taking a peek at how you currently see yourself. How do my Capricorns see themselves? We have the Muse of Emotions. This is the King of Cups in traditional tarot. And I think that right now, Capricorns, you are viewing yourself as someone who has so much love to give, that you have so much to offer, right, to the world. Like there is goodness oozing from your pores, right, which is not a bad thing. And we also have the sun. This is good. Like Capricorn, you're a beacon of happiness in this cold, dark world, right? This is you just sort of embracing everything that life has to offer. This is you acknowledging the fact that you are a special being and that you have a lot to sort of give to the world. Like there's this I just heard Little Miss Do-Gooder, or it could be Little Mr. Do-Gooder too. But it feels like there's so much goodness radiating from your energy right now. But it feels like there's a little bit of a challenge in you prioritizing your own needs with the Eight of Voices. This is the Eight of Swords in traditional tarot. The sense of being stuck, the sense of being a little bit trapped, right? And so it might be a situation where you are so focused on spreading this goodness to everybody and everything else in your life that you're a little bit stuck in terms of spreading that goodness to you. That you haven't necessarily been focused on giving that same sort of energy to yourself. And we have the Page of Materials on the bottom of the deck. This is sort of you not, what's a good way of putting this? Not giving stability to yourself. It feels as though, Capricorn, you may be that rock, right? That solid person for everybody else in your life, that they may use your energy, your gifts as a foundation for them to build on for themselves, but you haven't taken advantage of that same sort of privilege. You haven't used your own energy to create that same type of foundation for yourself. The best way, I think, for you to show yourself that you are as worthy of enjoying your own energy as the people around you are is by stepping into your Empress energy. This is someone who is absolutely loving and nurturing, but they take care of themselves first because they know that they can't nurture anything or anybody around them if they're not whole within themselves, if they don't take care of themselves. It's almost like the same thing like when a woman is pregnant, you know, she's supposed to take like the folic acid and the prenatal vitamins, and she's supposed to eat well and, you know, all of that good stuff. Why? Not just for the baby that she's carrying, but for her, so that she is like the best vessel for this newness, for this new life that she can possibly be. So there's a sense of you needing to nurture two things at the same damn time, you and everything else. So I feel like, you know, showing yourself that you're worthy starts from nurturing and taking care of yourself, taking accounting of where your energy goes and making sure that you give as much energy back to yourself. Now, in terms of showing up as your most authentic self right now, we have the 10 of Materials. That's the 10 of Pentacles in traditional tarot, and we have it clarified by the 5 of Pentacles. So these are two very interesting cards because the 10 of Pentacles really displays abundance, right? And more than that is stability. So, but we also have that clarified with the 5 of Materials, which is The Five of Pentacles, that's feeling lack. That's sort of that feeling of being left out in the cold, being without, on the outside looking in. And so I feel like Spirit is saying that in order for you to show up authentically, right, you have to sort of, again, step into this full abundance, step into your Empress power, and not be so worried about people feeling any type of way about it or feeling left out, you know, of any situation in your life. There's not going to be a lack here. There shouldn't be a feeling of lack. And I think that that might be what's sort of holding you back, is that the thought that if you live as your true self, that if you embrace your abundance, that if you sort of step into your full power and start giving that energy back to yourself, that there is going to be some sort of fear that you are going to end up alone, or that the people that you care about sort of shut you out, they're resentful, or whatever the situation is. But Capricorns, you have to sort of let go of that type of thinking, right? Showing up authentically, I think for you, is going to require you to have a certain level of not give a fuck about what other people think about you stepping into this power. Because if you stay concerned about their thoughts, their feelings, their emotions, despite the fact that you've been giving to them consistently, you're not going to be able to sort of reach your full potential. So showing up authentically for you, I think, is twofold: standing in your full power, and then also rejecting anybody's issues that they have with you doing that. So letting go, we have the Nine of Wands, or the Nine of Inspiration in this deck. So this is, you know, sort of the weary warrior, right? This is someone who's been through the battle. They're quite tired. They just, you know, they're a little bit exhausted. And I think that you've been sort of drained when it comes to dealing with other people, even though it sort of makes you happy to take care of folks. And I think that you've been mostly okay with giving your energy to other people, places, and situations, until you figured out that may be holding you back a little bit. So I feel like letting go of any disappointment that you've experienced, letting go of past issues, and sort of having that final push, you know, to go towards your dreams, is going to serve you very well. But again, I think that these are things that are sort of deep-seated. This is not something, I think, that bubbles up to the surface, at least in a way that other people can sort of see, oh wow, you know, Capricorn's been going through some things, they're a little bit stressed. What they see for you, and I think what you mostly see for you, is just this happy person who's always willing to give. But I think that deep down, it's kind of like, damn, I'm tired of giving to all of these people, and they're not really giving much in return. So I think that this is you stepping out of that energy and not being resentful, just sort of taking the approach like, well, humans gonna be human, you know, if they can take the opportunity, a lot of them will, you know, and not necessarily give back. So I feel like this is you leaving that disappointment behind and still maintaining all of that sunshine that you have, but really sort of stepping into your new role, where you have much more control over your life, where you're much more focused on yourself. So it's something that's currently hidden that you might need to acknowledge. We have the Emperor in reverse, and we also have the Two of Voices, or the Two of Swords, in reverse. So I think that this goes back to the people or situations that you've been dealing with, that you have been giving your energy to. There are some people who are going to, I think, feel like they have a little bit of loss of control when it comes to you, because you are going to start tapping into your higher self, that you're going to be focusing on you for a while going forward. There are some people that are going to be a little bit angsty about that. There are going to be some people who feel like their power is being threatened. And so it's going to come to a point, I think, where you do make a decision that you are going to sort of distance yourself from some people in your life that you know, that seem to have been taking advantage of you. So just understand that as you go on this path of self-love and honoring yourself more, that there are going to be some people that are quite unhappy about the current state of things. And we see that with the 10 of inspiration in reverse. So this is, again, you sort of laying down this burden. So whatever challenges I think that you experience, it's going to be pretty short-lived. It's not something that you're going to be carrying with you for weeks and weeks and months and months. I think that you are going to be able to be pretty discerning in figuring out who's with you on this path and who isn't. So let's get a couple of final messages from Spirit for you and see what messages Spirit has for you to close this out. What final message do we have for Capricorn? We have Warrior Woman. Have you answered your deepest calling? And so again, I feel like this is Spirit saying that have you fully tapped into your potential? Are you really honoring yourself, giving yourself this same bright, wonderful energy that you've been giving everyone else? And I suspect that the answer is no, right? Because you've been sort of stuck in terms of giving that to you. Maybe for fear that people would not be happy, that, you know, you're going to end up alone. And I promise you, Capricorn, that you're not. When you step into this energy of taking care of you, of honoring yourself, putting this bright energy into you, there are going to be people who are attracted to that, and not people who are simply there to get that energy from you. This is going to be a group of people. Again, it's like game recognizes game. And you having this energy is going to attract people who have that same energy, that they're going to want to share that with you. So I think that, you know, this question, have you answered your deepest calling? The answer right now is no. But you are on that path to tap into this Empress energy where you can do that, where you can focus more on yourself. The final message that we have for you is peacefulness. I have a peaceful, tranquil, and untroubled heart. This is where I choose to spend my time. I can bring guests, but any person, thought, or event that brings drama or chaos is not invited. My heart is a special property, and I'm going to keep it that way so we can all keep enjoying it, and I can get my security deposit back. So again, this is you, what we saw in things that you have to sort of acknowledge. And then with the 10 of Wands on the bottom of the deck, this is you releasing that burden, releasing that fear that this path is going to have you like by yourself, right? What this is going to do is weed out the people who are only energy vampires, who are there to just sort of suck this happiness and this joy out of you and leave you with nothing for yourself. So I think that Spirit is saying that you will find peace in stepping into your full power, and you will be in a place where you're able to eliminate those folks who are only here for your energy, who only invite chaos, were not for you. So this is you being much more discerning and putting out that energy where you bring in other people who are like-minded, who have that same vibration that you're experiencing now. So this is you putting that sunshine back into yourself, Capricorn. So I'm going to leave it there. I hope that this was helpful. I hope that it resonated. If it did, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. But in the meanwhile, stay safe, stay healthy, and I am sending you all huge hugs.